Welcome to another installment in the case study series by Skilled MBA. In this case, we analyze a real-world brand controversy that underscores the challenges of cultural localization in global marketing. Reebok's attempt to adapt its global Be More Human campaign in Russia unexpectedly backfired, sparking intense public reaction. Meanwhile, Nike Russia, led by CEO Nikolai Borisov, had launched a more culturally resonant campaign in 2017. This case explores how these contrasting approaches shaped consumer response, competitive positioning, and broader industry implications. Let's begin with the key players and core issue at hand: marketing landscape. First, we'll dive into cultural localization in global campaigns. This objective focuses on how cultural nuances and customer learning influence the success or failure of localized marketing strategies. Students will gain insight into how global brand messages must be carefully adapted to regional sensitivities without losing strategic alignment. Second, we examine the impact of viral marketing and PR crises. When marketing campaigns go viral for the wrong reasons, the consequences can be swift and far-reaching. Here, students will analyze how social backlash and media amplification can affect brand equity, customer trust, and market positioning. Third, we turn our attention to stakeholder impact analysis. Viral campaigns rarely impact a single audience. This section sharpens students' ability to assess the ripple effects of PR events across diverse stakeholder groups: consumers, influencers, advocacy groups, competitors, and media platforms. Finally, we focus on strategic response formulation. Students will learn how to design measured responses to public controversies, responses that uphold corporate values, maintain competitive advantage, and manage reputational risk. Balancing CSR with strategic agility becomes a critical leadership challenge. By the end of this case, learners will be equipped with analytical tools and strategic frameworks to tackle complex challenges at the intersection of global branding, culture, and crisis management. Nike Russia, known for emotionally compelling, inclusive storytelling, had succeeded with its 2017 campaign empowering young women to take up sports. In contrast, Reebok's Russia arm localized its global empowerment message with a tone that clashed with local values. The backlash was swift. Reebok Russia's effort to push the boundaries was viewed as tone-deaf, highlighting the risks of misaligned localization. This incident places Nike's leadership in a strategic dilemma. Should they respond? And if so, how? The case revolves around four core themes. First, cultural localization: how to tailor global campaigns to local values. Second, viral marketing spillovers: unexpected reactions that cross platforms and audiences. Third, cause-related marketing: using social advocacy as a branding strategy. Finally, stakeholder management: understanding the reactions of consumers, media, advocacy groups, and competitors. Together, these themes offer a rich backdrop for evaluating real-time brand strategy under pressure. To dissect this case, we'll use 5 analytical tools: SWOT analysis to explore Nike's internal and external environment; Porter's 5 forces to assess market competitiveness; stakeholder mapping to gauge responses from various groups; crisis communication framework to craft potential brand responses; cultural analysis to understand why localization missteps occur. These tools help convert this PR controversy into a valuable learning exercise. Let's begin with cultural localization. How can global brands adapt campaigns for local audiences without losing their essence? This slide asks us to explore why Nike's message worked while Reebok's did not. Students are encouraged to assess cultural sensitivities, test message reception before full-scale rollout, and explore processes to ensure alignment between global values and local resonance. Viral content can bring visibility, but also volatility. Reebok's campaign went viral for the wrong reasons. This segment asks, what fuels such virality and how can brands prepare for it? We examine the brand reputation consequences, measurement of impact beyond social media, and the recovery timeline. Virality is powerful, but often unpredictable. With Nike now in a position to react, what are its options? This slide explores whether to stay silent, counter message, or leverage the controversy as a competitive opportunity. What metrics will help measure success, consumer sentiment, social media growth, or product sales? The conversation turns toward brand positioning and the high stakes of strategic response. This is where marketing meets sociology. Different stakeholders have different expectations. Feminist groups might expect solidarity. Conservative voices might push back. Meanwhile, consumers are split. Nike's leadership must understand each group's potential reaction and tailor their response to minimize backlash and maximize loyalty. Can marketing be authentic and strategic at the same time? This slide challenges students to assess how to engage in social advocacy without being accused of opportunism. It also asks what lessons can be learned from Reebok's experience to strengthen Nike's positioning. The debate on brand purpose versus performance becomes central here. Here, we lay out 3 possible strategies. Maintain the global empowerment message. Adjust messaging with local sensitivity. Engage stakeholders proactively. Each option includes pros and cons, providing a structured basis for evaluating Nike's next move. Students must decide not just what's best ethically, but what's sustainable competitively. Expanding on the last slide, we consider 2 nuanced options. Launch a clarification campaign to manage narratives. Partner with local influencers to rebuild trust and context. These tactics are risk mitigation tools, yet they demand authenticity and precision. The goal is to turn controversy into opportunity without compromising brand trust. Students are reminded that global marketing is more than message translation. It requires cultural fluency. The unpredictability of viral reactions underscores the need for scenario planning and soft launches. Strategic communication must evolve as cultural landscapes change. The overarching lesson: prepare for impact. First, let's discuss balanced crisis response. When faced with reputational challenges, companies must respond in a way that calms public concern without compromising their core brand identity. Students will learn how aligning crisis communication with corporate values and leveraging corporate social responsibility, or CSR, can serve not just as a protective shield, but as a strategic advantage. Next, we explore stakeholder mapping. In today's hyper-connected environment, one message can ripple across a multitude of audiences. This takeaway equips learners with tools to identify and address the perspectives of key stakeholder groups: consumers, media, influencers, employees, and advocacy networks. Understanding these viewpoints is essential for guiding the narrative and maintaining long-term trust. Finally, we address the concept of competitive opportunity. While crisis often brings risk, it can also present an opening. PR incidents affecting competitors can be windows for differentiation, provided that brands act with restraint, sensitivity, and integrity. Students will consider how ethical strategic pivots in the face of public missteps can build goodwill and market momentum. Together, these takeaways offer a framework not just for surviving brand controversies, but for turning them into catalysts for strategic growth and brand reinforcement. This case exemplifies how good intentions can go astray without cultural awareness. It also shows how competitors can respond tactfully to gain ground. Students are challenged to think critically. What would you do if you were Nike's CEO? Ignore, respond, or take the high ground and lead the narrative forward? Thank you for engaging with this case study series by Skilled MBA. The Reebok Russia controversy serves as a mirror to the challenges global brands face in an era of social media, cultural complexity, and empowered consumer activism. We hope this case sparks meaningful dialogue on the power of cultural sensitivity, stakeholder alignment, and crisis strategy in global marketing. Until next time, keep learning through real-world business dilemmas.